we are going to end off this show with a take for 99 cents. And you know, that's a segment that we love to do here on the show where we give you a very expensive take for a cheap price, gentlemen. Okay, you definitely want to stick around and get bang for your buck here because it's going down. And I got my take right here that I want to throw and lob. And my take is simple. No more excuses for Lamar Jackson. Okay,
Ooh.
this is his year to go on a deep playoff run and to potentially win a Super Bowl. Listen, Lamar Jackson is 1-3 in playoff games, okay, and has been absent from the last 2 playoff games, okay, due to injury. Well, now he's healthy, and now he's playing some of his best football since his MVP year, okay? We know he's one of the most athletic, dynamic, explosive quarterbacks in all of football, okay? The way how he throws the football, his mechanics, he's so athletic, right? The swagger he throws the ball with is very different from all the other quarterbacks. The way how he just sidearm the throw and the way how he throws a deep ball, he has extreme talent. But the reality is, the talent needs to translate, okay? He's 1-3 in playoffs. One thing that Joe Flacco and John Harbaugh did, okay, because I understand Joe Flacco is a Division II quarterback, Delaware State, to be exact. I understand he didn't have the best physical attributes. He did have a strong arm, but he didn't have the talent that Lamar Jackson had. But one thing he did was win playoff games with John Harbaugh. Their record was 10-5 together, okay? And Lamar Jackson is 1-3 with John Harbaugh. That got to change this year. They need to be over 500 by the time this playoffs end because they will win 3 playoff games and potentially 2 if they get the bye, however that works out, and then the Super Bowl. But look, the AFC is wide open. Joe Burrow is done. He's out for the year. I don't mean done like he's shot, but he's, out for the year. Josh Allen is more than likely to miss the playoffs this year. No Deshaun Watson. The Chiefs are very vulnerable right now. They are not the best Chiefs in the Mahomes era right now, okay? There's no excuses for Lamar Jackson to not make a deep postseason run and potentially bring home an MVP and a Super Bowl trophy. And that's my take for 99 cents.
Woo. Zay, you want to go in there or no?
Oh, no, you go.
Yeah, listen, I would tell you that that was a great take. And you're right, there is no excuse for Lamar Jackson. He have to produce. He have to be able to stare down Patrick Mahomes or stare down Tua or whoever else he's going to face in this possible AFC and say, I'm the best player on the field and I'm going to lead my team to a win. I agree with that.
All right, who's next up?
I guess I'll go. Whew. Let's get started, man. My take for 99 cents is disrespect. The disrespect that my Philadelphia Eagles are receiving around the league after being 10-1. It's an embarrassment, okay? And I'll call out anybody, and I mean anybody, to tell me, name the team, okay, that beat 8-3 teams, because we done beat 3 of them already. The Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Dallas Cowboys. They all got 8 wins, and we all got wins against them. I don't care about how low the margin was. I don't care if we have to come back. If you got a schedule, the way to schedule, we got a schedule, because we're about to play another 8-3 team this week, okay? Yeah, this is a legitimate football team. This is a legitimate championship football team. The fact that we being disrespected at a high level every time I turn around, oh, y'all barely winning, but did we win? Oh, you had to come back, but we did it. Oh, he dropped a pass. That's not my fault. We are 10-1. Yo, your defense ain't that good. I don't care. We're 10-1. I'll challenge any team in the NFL besides one franchise, will be Kansas City, who wouldn't want to be 10-1 2 years in a row. I'm waiting. Clear. It would be the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm waiting because every other franchise wish they had that situation. So I don't want to sit up here and say luck. I want to sit up here and say overrated. I want to sit up here and say fraudulent cousin. No, this is a legitimate football team that wins games, but be disrespected at a high level. This is the NFL. You have to play who's in front of you. They're playing the teams that's in front of them, and at the end of the games, they got more points. 10-1 is not by accident. You could be by accident in a Pee Wee football league. You could be by accident maybe in college. Your schedule is watered down because they got hundreds of teams. This is the NFL. There's only 32 teams. Okay? They're playing professional football teams. And by that, like I just said, our schedule is brutal. And coming into the season, everybody said it, including y'all two. Oh, we're going to see what the Eagles are about because they got a brutal schedule. And that right on pace, we're winning every single game. Okay? Right on pace, we taking these teams out one by one. We went into Arrowhead Stadium on Monday Night Football and outdid Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Had to come back. No matter what you want to say about the defense, they have to come back. And when you come back on somebody, you got to stop somebody sometime. Otherwise, they'll continue to score. No, Buffalo didn't continue to score. Dallas didn't continue to score. We continue to score. We wind up with more points. I'm tired of being disrespected. We're 10-1. We're on the verge of being the number 1 seed for 2 consecutive years and going to back-to-back Super Bowls. Why are we being disrespected at a high level? And I'm answering y'all too. That's my take for 99 cents.
I do want to respond to that real quickly here. You know, last year I used to think that the Eagles run was fraudulent. You know, when I saw that Super Bowl, they didn't get 1 sack on Mahomes, they didn't get an interception, didn't get a hit. You know, I was like, man, that was a fraudulent run. When you look at the playoffs, you know, the Giants, you know, they didn't have the resources to compete. You know, the quarterback for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, went down. CMC was taking passes. But then I look at this season, and that tops last season's fraudulent run to me. You know, when you look at the Eagles this year, bro, you know, look, I do have to give them credit for winning games. You know, that's what you need to do at the end of the night. You have to win games, right? It's the NFL. You win games, you survive how you can. But the Chiefs should have won that game a couple weeks ago, you know, and I'm not even the biggest Chiefs guy, but, you know, Mahomes clearly outperformed Jalen Hurts in that game. Josh Allen clearly outperformed Jalen Hurts in this past game, you know, and for some reason, he's the MVP frontrunner. I just don't get that part of it. However, they do have a very important matchup, you know, this weekend with the 49ers. And I think if they are able to win that game, then you're going to see me tone it down when it comes to fraudulent talk with the Eagles because, you know, they're knocking them down. So if they knock down the 49ers, this game will tell me if, you know, they are really exposed for the fortunes that came along with their wins or if they really about it. So, you know what? I'm going to hold off on the fraudulent. I'm going to hold off on Jalen Hurts, you know, this, that, and the third. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. I don't think he's MVP frontrunner. But however, we'll come back to this conversation. Let the game play out first before I further talk.
I want to say one thing real quick. You see how you said Josh Allen easily outperformed Jalen Hurts, right? You see how you said that? No,
yeah,
I hear what you're saying. But Jalen Hurts had 5 touchdowns and he had the winning touchdown, which is ironic because anybody that's threw 5 touchdowns, you would think, wow, 5 touchdowns, you won't be easily outperformed, and he had the winning touchdown. This is what I'm talking about, and that's the disrespect that we're talking about because it ain't looking the way you want it to look, but it's still 5 touchdowns.
It's not about what I want to look. It's about being consistent. As an individual, you should want to look consistent. You should want to play and put in all 4 quarters.
I'm asking about how Jalen Hurts had 5 touchdowns.
I'm looking at the game, right?
But I beg a differ because the man had 5 touchdowns.
But I remember the first half of the game. Once again, when we look at stats are misleading, but I remember all 4 quarters, Josh Allen was the more consistent quarterback in this game. Congratulations.
You know what's so funny though? I'd rather make that winning play instead of the losing play. Because he had the pass wide open to win the end of the game. But
it was miscommunication. Clearly, those things happen. It's unfortunate.
And that's why I'll take that over that.
Go ahead, Zay.
This was a great show. We're gonna close it out here.
Just keeping it real, man. I said, listen, come back. I'll come back to this conversation on Monday. Let me see them against the 49ers.
Who else beat 3 8-3
beat the 49ers. Okay, we beat the 49ers.
Who else in the NFL beat 3 8-3 teams?
We'll see.
Nobody else.
According to you, the NFL is mediocre. You know.
Yeah.
The Eagles have been getting a lot of disrespect this year. They have been getting a lot of disrespect. They're 10-1. They should be respected. They will be respected, and they are respected. You know, some people don't like it. It is what it is. But
I mean, you came out, Zay, and you talked about how they wasn't winning back earlier, week 4 or 5. You were saying they wasn't winning the same way. You know, they wasn't as explosive, and clearly they're not the better version of themselves. But they are winning, so you know.
But you know, but as we're seeing, as we talked about a lot today in the NFL, explosion is clearly not the way to win games. It's about the grittiness, the who could win in the trenches, and
the championship DNA. That's the biggest thing about them. Like, I don't think they had played perfect, and then Jalen Hurts already told you. He hasn't played great, but he told you their offense isn't flowing. What's winning them games is championship DNA, and that's practically it.
But
championship DNA and talent. That's it.
What means they're not fraudulent. Because you can't have championship DNA.
But for example, one more point, Zay. I'm sorry I'm interrupting your flow. One more point. The Warriors won the series last year against the Kings because of championship DNA. But once they played a team also with championship DNA who had a deep roster, who had a mismatch in Anthony Davis, that's when they got blown out in 6. Right? So championship DNA will get you far. But when you have another team like Kansas City, potentially in the Super Bowl, if they have championship DNA, they could beat you. Right? The 49ers had championship DNA. So that's why I said, come back to this conversation.
I never said we couldn't lose to these good teams. My point is the disrespect. We are a good team. We can't beat good teams consistently, and we just did that.
How about be better? How about that? Remember the halves, the last 2 games, the halves, the first halves of the game, right? They were getting blown out by the Chiefs. They was on their way to getting blown out by the Bills, right? The Bills left the door open. How about putting together 4 quarters? How about that?
It's psychotic.
It's psychotic. What's wrong with putting together 4 quarters? Why wouldn't you want to see that? All right, go ahead. I'm done. I'm done.
Listen, we could talk about the Eagles for days, but in terms of disrespect, we need to talk about C.J Stroud not being top 5 in MVP. That's an atrocity. It makes no damn sense. He's about to get 5,000 yards. The man about to have 30 touchdowns, 6 more games left in the season. He's playing better than most of the quarterbacks on that list. That's top 5 ahead of him, and for some reason, he's not on the MVP list. Why? Because he's a rookie. What are we doing here, NFL? What are we doing? Because he's a rookie, he can't be on a top 5 MVP list when he's playing like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? What are we doing? The Texans might win a division because of this kid. And you're going to tell him he can't be a top 5 MVP with a rookie coach, with a rookie offensive coordinator, with a rookie QB coach? The man is killing it right now. And the fact that the NFL taking him off this list purposely because he's a rookie is atrocious. That is disgusting, makes 0 sense, and you're incentivizing the wrong quarterbacks for the wrong damn reasons. We understand Jalen Hurts is 10-1 in the Eagles. We understand that. We understand he's at the top of the list. We get that. But you're going to tell me that Jalen Hurts playing better than C.J Stroud right now? You're going to tell me Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson playing better than C.J Stroud right now? That makes 0 sense. These quarterbacks are not playing better than C.J Stroud. He is dominating with Nico Collins and Tank Dell as wide receiver 1 and 2. Now, I understand people say they're good receivers. I understand that. But they're not no damn wide receiver 1 or 2 on any other damn team on that list. They're not wide receiver 1 or 2 on the Eagles. They're not wide receiver 1 and 2 on the who else? I don't even know who's on the damn list. It don't make no sense. I'm not even gonna put it. Zay Flowers is better than Nico Collins and Tank Dell. They're not wide receiver 1 and 2. Like, it don't make sense. Noah Brown. When Nico Collins was out, Noah Brown had 150 yards receiving back-to-back games. Noah Brown couldn't even be wide receiver 4 on the Cowboys. What are we saying? Is C.J Stroud not good enough to be an MVP? Is he not good enough to be on that list? 0 cents. I don't like it. NFL do better. That's my take for 99.
I agree 100%, man. You're preaching to the choir, Zay. My name is Leel Shadamas, and I approve that message wholeheartedly. Okay, because a lot of people, and I said this before, winning is important, and obviously we're not going to sit here and say he's the lead for MVP. Got 5 losses, that brought it down. Had he won the Jacksonville Jaguars game, best believe he would have been number 1 on my rankings. But prior to that game anyway, FanDuel disrespected this guy. They didn't even have him in the top 5 with the highest odds to win the award. I find that very strange. So clearly he didn't have a shot because everybody think he's a rookie. You can't give a rookie that award because a rookie is going to be able to get Rookie of the Year award, right? An offensive Rookie of the Year award. So he's not going to be able to get the MVP. He doesn't need to get the MVP. Nah, we need to stop that. I understand winning is important. That's why clearly he's not number 1, maybe not even number 2, but he should be top 5 to me still because of his value to the Texans team. I understand. I get it. Winning doesn't tell everything. It tells a lot, but it doesn't tell everything. Dynamics, context, it matters. This guy has been with my own 2 eyes, okay? We forget about that. Stats, win, losses. With my own 2 eyes. And the Hills have eyes, I have eyes. With my own 2 eyes. He has been a top 5 quarterback in this league, without a doubt. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, listen, he should be in a top 5 candidate, but he didn't beat Jacksonville. And now he's 2 games behind in the division. So, clearly, that's why, in some people's eyes, he probably not. But let's not forget the week before this, he did throw 3 interceptions. Although they did win, but they won in spite of him, not because of him. Let's just be fair.
I got one more question, Zay. This is mainly for you because you kind of said it, but I want to just re-up to make sure you said it and make sure you feel that way from your own 2 eyes. Because remember what I talked about, the debate we just had about the Eagles' record. Who has been the better quarterback? Okay, just apples to apples, individual. Who has been the better quarterback this year, in your humbling opinion, Zay? Jalen Hurts or C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, let's get that.
on my own two eyes. I already told you. I think Jalen Hurts took a step back this year. I've been saying that. I said that in the beginning of the year. I think C.J Stroud right now is looking like the better quarterback. We're talking about a guy with throwing power, a guy with accuracy, a guy who's not afraid to throw the football, a guy who finds his receivers out there, a guy who doesn't have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who doesn't have Dallas Goddard.
That's my point. That's my point.
But here's the problem. Right? Here's the problem. As much as we talked about the Eagles' fraudulent defense, clearly the defense took a step back. We ranked, because I guarantee you C.J. Stroud defense is ranked higher than the Eagles' defense. Clear, go look that up. So our defense right now is ranked 27th in the NFL against the pass, 25th with points allowed. We 20th overall. We all in the 20s. A bad defense. And Jalen Hurts is overcoming that defense and making winning plays and winning times that's actually leading to winning football games.
And C.J.
Nobody's
Stroud.
Nobody's going to talk about the drive against Kansas City that he got the lead, the throw he threw to Devontae Smith. Nobody's going to talk about none of these 1-yard runs. Nobody's going to talk about the 1-yard touchdowns that he's running in. Nobody's going to mention these things. That's winning games.
Yeah. And C.J. Stroud has equally been as clutch this year. And guess what? You talk about defense. Hold up. No. Hold up. He led game-winning drives this year. He's definitely equally has been good in that department.
This is the reason why I will say that, because real quick, seriously, we got to be serious now. We want to talk. Let's talk. Let's be serious. He didn't play the competition that we played.
But he led a game-winning drive against the Bengals against Joe Burrow when they were the hottest, right?
Okay. We did it at Arrowhead Stadium. Okay, we did it against the Dallas Cowboys. We did it against.
Come on, bro. You know MVS dropped that ball, bro. You know MVS.
Those are 3.
All right, whatever. Fine. I get MVS dropped that ball, but okay, fine. Special teams. Hello, special teams. He doesn't have that. His kicker is straight up garbage, and they've been missing field goals. As a matter of fact, if his kicker made the field goal, that game would have went into overtime. Who knows what would have happened after that? They don't have special teams. Special teams is as equally as important as your defense. He doesn't have special teams. So we want to talk about the Eagles defense. Let's talk about the Texans special teams, because they are not winning games mainly because of their special teams. They have to overcome that, and he has overcome that for the most part. He didn't last week because his field goal kicker, who was in range to kick the tying field goal, couldn't make the daggone kick. So I think that game will probably turn out a little bit differently.
It's a 50-yarder.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
like I said before we even get over, I told Freddie this weeks ago. Jalen Hurts that offense don't look the same. Jalen Hurts don't look the same. They're winning games. It's not explosive, and I get that. But C.J. Stroud right now, this might be a hot take. I'm not putting any quarterback over C.J. Stroud right now. C.J. Stroud is throwing the hell out that football. You put him on any team.
I hear you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, yeah, they got one loss. But it's like they don't even look that great to me. Like I'm supposed to just sing a tune.
But it's the funny thing about it. No team in the NFL had a tougher schedule than the Eagles. None.
And that's fine. That's great and all. But I'm looking at the Eagles from last year, and I'm looking at the Eagles from this year. I don't see that same, Eagles team.
Competition last year, you told me that. You said that. Well, y'all didn't play anybody. Y'all didn't play no quarterbacks. That's what you said last year. This year,
we'll come back Monday after the 49ers game.
Beating them. And
we'll see what happens.
Beating these people, okay? San Francisco didn't beat 8-3 teams this year, okay? No team in the NFL beat the teams that we beat it, and we still got them on our schedule. We got to play San Francisco and then Dallas after that. Games in a row for playoff teams. Nobody's doing it. We'll
see what happens after those games, and if the Eagles remain a one-loss team. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up Fire episode. This may have been one of the best episodes we ever had, and that's saying a lot because we had a lot of great episodes over the years, and I'm looking forward to the next shows that we do. Fellas, it was always a good time. It's always a good time, and I'm looking forward to the next show.